Hello, I'm making a dish called Nybeh Ress. It's made with rice and black eye beans with palm oil sauce. So that's the palm oil, the fresh fish, lemon, smoked mackerel, Scotch bonnet peppers, spring onions, tomatoes, the fresh ones, okra, black eye beans, rice, salt and black pepper, and bay leaf too. I would have used garlic. I didn't realize I had run out of garlic, so I would have used that, maybe one or two. The first thing I'm going to do is to soak the black eye beans. That's the black eye beans now in a bowl full of water. I would have done this earlier. I'd actually forgotten about this, but I have to say this is really not necessary. Do you have enough time? You can just start to boil it straight away. It would take a little bit longer. Soaking it just helps it to cook quicker. So I'm going to do that, and I just get on with preparing everything. So I probably will only have about 45 minutes to an hour of soaking this. I've been prepping the vegetables, and this has been soaking, I think, about 15 minutes now, and it's already risen quite a bit. That's the fish. Oh my god, is it sea bass? There's sea bass and sea bream. Let me just check. Yes, it's sea bass. It's always good to use a white fish and try and find a really chunky one. Sea bass is chunkier than sea bream, so that's the smoked fish. And this is an ingredient that you need. I forgot to show. It's salt fish. Ideally, in Gambia, they use the dried one, so it's brown and not as meaty as this. But I don't have that, so I'm just using the Jamaican one, which is the salt fish, and I'm going to use all of this piece. That's the salt fish. So I'm just going to carry on with the prepping, as in cutting the onions and giving this a little bit more time to soak. I've cut up the spring onions, the onions and the tomatoes. This was a 500 gram black eye beans. This is a 750 grams of rice. You don't really have to equal the measurements, but just try and make the rice a bit more than the black eye beans. That's the okra there, and I flaked the smoked mackerel into really large chunks. You can use any other smoked fish, which I usually actually prefer doing. So that's the fish as well. I'm just going to put lemon and salt on it right now. I've done that. The reason why you lemon and salt your fish is really to just neutralize this taste and even smell of the really fishiness, sea kind of, So it's really good to do that. I always try and do that when cooking with fresh fish. Now we're going to start. So that's the pot there with some water. That's the black eye beans. I've removed the water. No need to peel these. Just put them straight in. That's in there. Back to your fish. Just put this again in the fridge until you're done. Until you need it. You can cut up some Scotch bonnet peppers as well and add them here. But for children, I wouldn't advise so. I've also used my knife to cut all these up. That's because I have this really annoying food processor. It's very small, so it really minces my things rather than, blend them into rough chops. If you're putting in a food processor, please try and not have it into a paste. It's much better when it's roughly chopped. So in here we're going to add onions and some tomatoes. Now if you saw earlier, I had 3 large onions and 2 tomatoes. I'm going to put 1 of the tomatoes in here, or just under 1 actually. And for the onions, I'm going to put 1 of the onions into the beans and water. So not the spring onion at all, just the brown onion and the tomato. Add some salt. I'm going to place my smoked mackerel and this dried fish into the fridge. So this is boiling away. Hopefully this won't be too confusing for anyone. I'm going to start doing the sauce. This was frozen and really congealed, so I had to put it in the microwave. I'm just going to put it in here now. I forgot to show you exactly how much I was pouring in. I don't know if that's good enough. But that's just the amount I'm going to put in there. It was about a third I had left, and I still have this little bit in there. So this is about halfway. I'm just going to put in the salt fish. I just said halfway. What I meant was 30 minutes. It's nowhere near halfway. This is smoking, so I'm just going to put in the onions there. I'm going to put everything in. So that's the onions, spring onions, and the tomatoes, bay leaves. And if you had garlic, you'd put the garlic in as well. I'm also going to put salt and black pepper and just let everything fry. You could have also put Scotch bonnet peppers, that would have been chopped up as well, but I'm not putting any in mine. With this dish, you want to be generous with the onions and the palm oil itself. At the end of it, you want to see the palm oil almost, just covered at the top, because this is a very sort of a dry thing. If you just imagine, this is just rice. And you're going to need, the onions, but especially the palm oil to act as moisture to what you're eating, really. Okay, so now we're going to come in with the fish and the vegetables as well. These are the vegetables that go in this, but another one that you could use, which is the only other one you can use, is the garden eggs. I really wanted to have that today, but I couldn't go there to get it. I'm going to quickly chop up this onion and add it here, just because I'm a little unsure about how much sauce I have. I have quite a bit of rice there. And ignore my amount of fish as well. I always get less fish and chicken and whatever. This is coming on. By the way, my highest mark on the cooker is 6, and the whole time I've been frying this on a 3. All of these are ready. I'm just going to take out the fish now, and the peppers and the okra. That is now to be kept until when everything is ready. Just wash the rice now and put this in. Take the salt fish out as well. Add the rice. Last chance to taste your salt. Make sure it's okay. Now with the sauce, you need to add some water. I've added the water, and I'm just going to turn it up one more level to 4. And this needs to simmer until it comes back down to a frying state. Then it's done. I added about a cup of water. So for the rice, I gave it about 10 minutes just to boil over. I'm going to turn it, and then I think I'd cover it then. It was on 6 the whole time. I've just turned it down to 3, and then I will cover it. I've actually even turned it to 2. And with the sauce, just keep stirring every now and again. A minute later, I've decided to turn it even to 1. Because of the beans, I wouldn't want it to start burning. I've just opened and gave it a turn. I think the rice wasn't cooking as much. Maybe not too much moisture in there, some water. By the way, I didn't add any water to the rice. I just gave it a turn. Always be wary of putting water in there, because if you do, that's when it gets really stodgy and not very nice. So, unless if it's really dry and you think it just won't cook, then you can add just a sprinkling of water. I didn't do that. I just turned it, which is something I don't even usually do. I think everything is done really, so that's the rice. I'm just going to turn it and see. And yep, it is done. The rice is done and this is done. That's it, all done. It's Easter soon, so please have a look at my Nybeh video and make it for your Easter. Thank you. Okay, I forgot a big ingredient. I'm not even going to lie about it, which is the smoked fish. So you just want to put that in. And usually you wouldn't mix this, you'll just leave it in there like that and cover it. But because I've put it in way too late, I'm going to mix it and then cover it. Just thanking my lucky stars that it's smoked fish, so it's really all but cooked. So I just give that, I'm going to say 10 minutes. So it's about 10, even 12 minutes. I'm going to mix it now. Ta-da! I can't believe I made such a big blooper, and I'm going to have to share it with the whole world. But I am just not going to go into editing the first video and trying to squeeze this in. So take 2 on the final product. Here it is again. I really can't believe I'm even doing this. But enjoy, and don't forget to put your smoked fish in now. Take care, bye!